This one and the other one is 8/28, 2016. Whoa, sing it again. Oh, look out, New World Order. I would say there's a new top martial artist in town, but I've been the top martial artist for quite some time. I've been reflecting on my behavior, not only my recent videos, but also for quite some time before that. In 2009, I behaved rather well, rather calm in my videos. By 2011, or February, I was being coerced and basically made to take psych meds while they held the roof over my head. So all throughout 2011 and 2012, I'm on and off psych meds. And in 2012, the covert drugging begins and I land in the psych ward, then Mills Peninsula, and then La Selva outpatient. This continues into 2013, where I start having rational videos as I get off psych meds, and the covert drugging almost takes a pause as they're confused about what to do. Then it commences again, and throughout 2013 and 2014, I have moments of sobriety and moments of being covertly drugged intensely. During these periods, I had an afro, which makes my forehead look bigger. My forehead is a little bit big. I'm still very handsome, and it doesn't look as bad as it does on camera in person. I thought I'd mention that, so you understand that my rating of 8.4 is not just people who see me in pictures, but people who see me in person and say that I look better in person. And I agree, because I look better in the mirror than I ever have on camera. All this is important because appearances make it so people think, oh, this person looks crazy, right? Look at me now. Do I look crazy or healthy? I just got finished working out, taking a shower. Today's 8/28/2016. It's been pretty much almost exactly 7 years since my first Illuminati Part 1 video. In Illuminati Part 1, I was about, I quit drinking May 6th, 2009, and I made Illuminati Part 1 around, the end of August 2009. So I was still a recovering drunk, and I was using marijuana a lot while wallowing in self-pity. Martial arts and my Christian philosophy helped me rehabilitate my mind, body, and soul and overcome the drugging, the covert drugging, the harassment, all these things that I've proven. And I've come to fully understand that it is the mind, body, and soul, as I've always said, that creates the behavior that you see. Environmental factors are the determinant when one doesn't have a strong mind, body, and soul. But the stronger you focus on your stage of mind, let me interrupt you. The enemies of Christ are the enemies of their own mental health. When you think about how society makes it clear to us in our day-to-day lives, and even Hollywood with those sacrilegious secret societies, they make it clear to us that good Christians are some of the best people in society, some of the most helpful people, if not the best and the most helpful. So for someone to speak out against Christianity is bad for their mental health, especially if they are a mental health professional, because there's a huge conflict in their mind and they know that they're wrong. Think about it like this. If somebody was to cuss out a good Christian who was wearing white, and to throw red paint on them, what would their mind state be before, right before, during, and right after? If someone was to rape a nun, what would their mind state be right before, during, and right after? And what is the difference between raping a nun and raping a gold digger who's married to a mass murdering eugenicist? Now perhaps you understand what I mean by some people deserve bad things to happen to them. It's kind of like free will. God gave us free will. That's why he doesn't make sure we're all okay all the time and that nobody gets hurt. That's the Christian answer to you atheists saying, well, if there's a God, why does he let these bad things happen and bad people take over? That's the simple answer. So, the videos I've made recently, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm making a point. The point is that if I threatened people and made demands, I would be correct to do so, because the system is against me and I don't have the power to get justice otherwise. But when the system comes together with political groups, mental health, and etc., and denies me my rightful place and justice and tries to force medicate me with drugs that on record have the same effects that the MK Ultra substances they were experimenting with have, then it is totally unfair, illogical, and unscrupulous. What they're doing is egregious. It is rather improbable that the victim will get justice. Now in the comments I will put, for the umpteenth time, a long list of things in the last 60, 70 years or so that reflect the political abuse of psychiatry in and out of psych wards and state hospitals. I will also put a link to a eugenicist from Stanford in a debate in 1974. I don't think I need to explain to you that he was still part of the Stanford alumni and community well after that, and that there were many people in his network that see things the same way that he does, or that he did at that point. This establishes that eugenicists, people who do unethical experiments, and psychiatry all go hand in hand, and there isn't a logical reason to believe that they're not up to the same thing that they always were. Everything shows that they are. If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, it is logical to think that it is a duck. When you have the experts, the historians, the biologists saying, that's a duck, people with no ulterior motives saying that is a duck, then it is a duck for all intents and purposes. And even if it is not, one must live their life as if it's a duck. It's the same with mental health and psych meds. All the experts and historians with no ulterior motives say this is a form of eugenics, and the substances have the same effects on record. National Institute of Mental Health, Psych Central, on record. The Physician's Desk Journal of Pediatrics, or whatever it's called, right? The Physician's Desk Reference, on record. So, for a political dissident such as myself, who has proven with the videos I've uploaded before this, that I was placed into this program because of my political activity, specifically exposing the white and Jewish private clubs and networks that control society, and proving that their philosophies are inferior to African philosophies in their pure form. Thus, putting mental health that enforces these illogical social norms, whites and Jewish secret societies, and all the groups involved with social control, law enforcement, the military, okay, political groups that base their philosophies on the elite's philosophies. All the enemies of Christians That is why I'm targeted by these exact same groups that I have been exposing since Illuminati Part 1. I have 11 witnesses. I have an army medic who specializes in psychiatric, issues. On record. All the people without ulterior motives agree with me. That's the end of the case. It's the end of the story. I refuse to submit to the megalomaniacs and the psychotic narcissists with their illogical fantasies of supremacy and their sick, unforgivable, unsettling eugenic policies. Thank you.
So this one and the other one is 8/28, 2016. Whoa, sing it again. Oh, look out, New World Order. I would say there's a new top martial artist in town, but I've been the top martial artist for quite some time.